Welcome to Bullshit TV. I'm your host. Welcome to Bullshit TV. I'm your host. So today we're just gonna pick up where basically I left off with the Kyrie Irving whole situation. A lot has occurred during that whole situation from him sharing a link to a video that came off Amazon Prime, and the owner or the man that's running the show is Mr. Benzos. So I just want to touch bases on. He said his apology. He was suspended for 5 games, and Adam Silver and his wife met with Kyrie and his family. I wasn't there for an interview, but that's all I know for what's going on with the meeting or whatever. So now Josiah, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, is basically reneging. He's reneging on his on whatever. He said Kyrie hasn't been through enough. Kyrie, we need more from him to show an example of how sorry he is. Okay, first of all, he said he was sorry. He didn't say it had to be a heartfelt apology. Just apologize. You feel what I'm saying? So they doing all this shit to this man, and basically they just trying to break him down. And Josiah, to me, he looks Asian. So if I'm wrong, go ahead, say what y'all gonna say. I'm just observing with my eyes. He looks like he could be some type of Asian descent. You feel what I'm saying? So he's the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, or the CEO, whoever. He's a top dog, right? So he's basically not letting Kyrie come back. And the problem I'm having with that is it's always a black man that has to apologize and do more and get punished more for whatever his actions was, even if it's over the top. You feel what I'm saying? So I think Josiah sees what's going on, and Josiah knows exposure is coming, because even if I'm not alive to see that day where we all, not just black folks, everybody is created equal. He knows the day is coming. I'm hoping that I'm alive to be able to see that day, because I would love to see the day where everybody can be treated accordingly. You feel what I'm saying? So he sees what's going on. He knows times is changing. It's inevitable. It's going to come out. You feel what I'm saying? And the whole thing I'm having a problem with the punishment is getting extensive, is because why is it always coming back to us? We always gotta grovel and beg for shit back. But do you know how much power that black folks have? If y'all didn't have if y'all didn't have all these cultures coming together to make a better country or whatever, a better life for yourself, then why? Because you want to keep sitting here, because he knows a change coming. It's a change coming. Yes, my ears, y'all say it's crazy, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's just fucking hair. But anyway, yeah, so it's bullshit. They try to punish him, set an example for the next person that's in line to see, if you do this, this is what's going to happen to you. So what we call it is back breaking. So I understand that today Black Americans wasn't alive during the slave trade, wasn't alive during slavery, but we done heard stories and we done read stories about our history. And some of this shit you would not learn in school. You would literally have to go and search for it. You feel what I'm saying? So, for an example, you got Brett Favre out here stealing money, government funds. Listen to me. Stealing government funds from black people to put into a volleyball court or gymnasium or whatever the fuck he was doing. You see that shit? That's not the talk of the town. You feel what I'm saying? Tom Brady with the inflation game and all this shit. You remember that? They wasn't going as hard as they going in on Kyrie. because he know that's why they get rid of try to get rid of the CRT, because if we start reading what's going on, doing our own research, looking up our history, start talking to one another, it don't matter what the conversation is. If we can be dead as argument, or whatever y'all want to call it, the debate, we could be in an argument. I mean, that's what I'm gonna use, because it's an argument. You feel what I'm saying? And then stuff is starting to make sense. And then, okay, so what you got to know? What is it now? You feel what I'm saying? So basically, Josiah is like, he's not letting up. He the devil. I don't care what his religion is. And like I said, I'm not a religious person. So if there is a heaven and a hell, he's the fucking devil. Because why are you doing this? You know why he's doing this, allegedly. He's doing this because once black folks' eyes start to really get exposed to what the truth is, what they keep trying to hide from us, because you got to remember, back in the day when slavery was going on, it was illegal for a slave, the N-word, to read a book. You know what I'm saying? Because books, when you read, knowledge is power. So why you think they held all this shit from us over time? Why you think they don't like when other people come in and they speak in other languages? Because that is the most scary thing for them. If they don't know what you're saying, you might be planning a come up. Not just saying some negative shit. Not saying that you're going to go out and harm people. It could be a come up, because they need to know what you're talking about and what you mean. That's why people of the United States of America, most of them white, let's just keep it real, they don't even want you to talk your language, but this is the land of the free. You feel what I'm saying? So this whole thing with Josiah and Kyrie Irving, Josiah knows. He knows shit is going to get exposed. And then that means y'all have to fix the issue. You see what I'm saying? Like I keep saying, the minority is the majority, because there's more minorities than the white men, people in power. So if we start reading, not just black people, every race, actually want to say, something don't sound right. Why they keep saying this? Because all black folks say the same thing, and we all black folks don't know each other. But we know the oppression, we know the prejudice that we face every day. You feel what I'm saying? They always want to take from us, but never want to give us credit. So I'm a very prideful person, because I will argue with you up and down. But the difference between me and them is I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to take notes. I'm willing to ask the questions, and I'm willing to do my own research. And then that would change my mind about what I thought and what I felt. But they know these men has a following. So if you look at their Twitter, if you look at their Facebook, if you look at their YouTube, if you look at all of this shit, they have a big following. You know what I'm saying? Because social media spreads the message quicker. You feel what I'm saying? It spreads the message quicker, so you can reach more people in all parts of the world. See, the word of mouth, you had to go to the next town. Oh, where you get your shoes from? Oh, they was on sale 50, because it wasn't always newspaper, it wasn't always television. So the advertisement had to go by the word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? But now they see these powerful people that has these followings. And now if they get out of line, and then, okay, we got to shut this shit down. So basically what I see, I'm speaking for myself, is buck backbreaking. So let's go back to that for a minute. Buck backbreaking is basically when the slave masters, they would gather up all their slaves. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know where they'll put them in the field, put them in the backyard, put them in the front yard. I don't know. But they would gather their slaves that they call housekeepers, waiters, but they're slaves. Let's keep it real. Workers, sharecroppers, all that's slaves. So they'll gather up all their people that they own, not human beings, because they already talked amongst themselves. They already said it could be an uprising with these folks. So every now and then we have to do this thing called buck backbreaking. So when Now they go get the biggest man they got, the strongest, whatever, and they will put him in front of his constituents and they will beat him. You hear what I'm saying? So just imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine, because when we think about a big man, it don't matter what race, if he's, weirdly tall, muscular, we know if he get to fighting with somebody, I might have to do something to him to be able to live through this altercation. So they'll take the big black man and they would degrade him. They would beat him until he started crying, groveling, stop, please, massa, sir, I'm sorry, massa, you're my owner, massa. And they doing all this in front of this man. They doing all this to this man in front of these people, his constituents. So after the fact, it don't matter if it was all of them. This is not right. Why is they doing that to him? But you know what they doing? The massa, the white man, is just telling them, you get out of line, I will beat you. Because I got your big man, the big honcho on the field. And you see what I did to him? So I will do it to you. So just imagine somebody running up in your house. Take your father. And your father is a very prideful man. He goes to work. He's there for his children. He protects the home. But just imagine some MF walking up in your crib, gathering your wife around, taking your kids, your mama, she probably 80 years old, sitting her down and beating you in front of your family. Like that. That's degrading to you saying shit that you thought you would never say. Because, we all say, oh, I wish a mother. No, be put in that position knowing you ain't do nothing wrong. And they just beating on you. Now, your kids ain't going to respect you because you know what? They're going to look at you as like a little punk. Dad, how you let that man come up in here and do you like that? And you want me to listen to you? So that's what they doing. You feel what I'm saying? They trying to keep black people in their place because they know this shit get exposed and it gets enough exposure, it gets enough views, it gets the conversation started. You got to give a shit back. And the laws got to be rewritten. The Constitution has to be rewritten. You got to give back what you stole because they don't want to give it back because they know once this shit get exposed and people start to catch up what's really going on. Because right now we all blinded by high gas prices, the next shoes, who effing who, take off dying, RIP. But no, that is the issue. They beating this man, and it's not physically beaten, but we could bring that back to our history because history always repeats itself. You feel what I'm saying? So they doing all this shit. Oh, we need $500,000 to this fund. That's 500 lashes to us. 500,000 lashes. Then you got to go and take an apology. That's another lash. You feel what I'm saying? 5-game suspension. 5 more lashes. You get what I'm saying? We look at that as lashes, as some type of form of punishment. But you got Brett Favre out here stealing money from the poorest people. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about something that is free speech. People having issues with freedom, certain things because of the hate speech. I do believe that's going on. But everybody's not created the same. Everybody's not being held accountable for their actions. Just because of the simple fact, some people go out there disrespect Chinese people, Japanese people, Arabic people, Mexicans. They all have a name for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But they know, but y'all need to start thinking, what is it about black people that they don't like? Because the cops is killing us. Our schools is getting shut down. Is there anybody asking why? And stop not just having your own mind. You feel what I'm saying? Why is it black folks only rap about this shit? Why is it Kaepernick, Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, is being blackballed and shut down for what they're saying because they know the power of the tongue, and they know once knowledge is being exposed, they're in fucking trouble. Because you got to think now, once black people start getting their knowledge and other people that wants to be our allies and right the wrongs by the sincerity of their heart, that's the way you apologize. People around the world got to give us money, what's due to us. You hear what I'm saying? Because some of those slaves are long gone, but the descendants, you hear what I'm saying? Because y'all got to keep thinking back. Why did they do Oklahoma City like that? Where Black Wall Street was at in 1912. White people went up in there and burnt that shit to the fucking ground. They had Black Wall Street had their own church. They had churches, schools, shopping malls, hotels, the state-of-the-art hotels before Donald Trump even came about for the Trump Towers. And they burnt all that down. People need to start asking why and do your research. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why they're doing it to Kyrie, because they know if we can just break him, they doing everything they can to try to get this man brainwashed. But it's not happening. They know what's going on. Josiah, go ahead, brother. Do what you got to do. Do what you feel like you need to do, because the shit is going to come back on you and your kids tenfold. I'm not saying nothing violent. I'm not saying nothing. Bruh, you keep up this bullshit, bro, that's the end of your career. And another thing, with this Ime Udoka, the guy that was banging his boss's wife, people banging everywhere. It ain't just in the NBA. It's people in at Myers banging their coworkers. And they got a family at home, but they still banging. So it happens. So why is this black man is getting suspended for a year? Because me as a person, he shouldn't have been doing that. But I can guarantee some of them higher ups be having orgies, all type of stuff, messing around with each other's wives. But as soon as a black person, and he the black of the black, you hear what I'm saying? He's the black of them. He's the black of them all, because he's probably from Africa, because just the way his name is, it sounds like an African name to me. So you know what they did? They suspended him for a year. But you still got Brett Favre out here, well, live and free, sitting here lying about where he got that money from. You know where he got that money from? He got it from the government, from the people that's in poverty. You know, the hood, where y'all don't like to go, where y'all always talking shit. Y'all want to lock y'all doors. Y'all scared to stop at the stoplight because you feel like somebody gonna juke on you. Yeah, that's where he took that shit from. And that's why the hood cannot reprogram and progress better than they are, because it's people at the top keep effing over fucking black people and poor people. But yeah, if y'all got something to say, go ahead and put it down in my Snapchat and my comments. I'm gonna try to get back to y'all. But that's what it is. That's what they doing to Kyrie. They want him to shut the F up. That's what they want him to do. No, you saying too much. Oh no, you doing too much. And he's that one. Nah. You could take all my shit, but my soul, my soul won't let me do it. So Kyrie, keep your head up. I know it's gonna get hard. You probably would never ever see this message, but I'm rooting for you. And I can still say this in the same breath. I still don't like you, because you sat there and hit that 3 in Steph Curry face, and we lost the championship. Besides the Draymond Green shit, you feel what I'm saying? Yes, I still think you weird because you think the world is flat. I believe it's round, so we can go at this. You feel what I'm saying? So I want y'all to just see that it's context behind this, because I really don't like Kyrie Irving like that. Why I don't like him? I can tell you why I don't like him. Because he shot that 3 in front of Steph Curry and won that game back in 2016, 2017. The game was good, y'all. And I watched it. And they lost. They barely lost. So Kyrie, you got lucky. But go ahead, keep doing your thug dizzle. You need to get with Kanye West. You need to get with whoever is willing to listen to you and understand where you coming from, bro. Because we're gonna need allies. Because it's really not our responsibility to be out here doing this shit, because we've been doing it for a long time and nothing has changed yet. But you're on the right route. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be lonely. You might think you're going crazy. You're not. You built for this. You built for this, and don't lose yourself, brother. Because there's people out here rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. And hopefully I'll be able to see you on the court again, man. But for everybody else, y'all need to start asking, why did this happen? And not just go along with what the peanut gallery. And start doing y'all research and stop being afraid to ask questions. You feel what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to ask questions, because they know once this shit is uncovered and the truth is exposed and enough, where the exposure is enough where something can change, they know now they have to really compete with everybody else, because it's an even playing field now. It's an even playing field where they have to do it on their own. And that's what they're afraid of. Because they're going to be the bottom of the barrel in a minute. Because every race offers something. Black folks with their way they swag, you know what I'm saying? Rap music, the cooking. People love cooking. People love Michael Jordan. Everybody want black on black. You know what I'm saying? Black car with the black rims, but you don't want to fuck with black people. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody loves Chinese food, right? You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Nike still want to, reach other customers and keep revenue coming in. So that's why they start making the head wraps for the Middle Easterns when they play their sports. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I mean? Every culture, except for white folks, has something to offer. Because from what I see, y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of thieves and a bunch of liars. That's it. And y'all trying to tell us what to do. And everything y'all did was stole and kill. So, that's what it is. But it ain't gonna be what it ain't it, bro. It ain't it. Just like how you say, how you point your finger, it's always 3 pointing back at you. So stand on your truth, be strong, because the spirit and the world, somebody's gonna have your back. Keep it up, Kyrie. Keep it up. People at the bottom of the barrel, that's not even thought about. We rooting for you, bro. And black folks, we need to come together. Stop hating on each other. I know we want to be in better positions than we are now, but we ain't gonna never make it out of that position if we don't just be grateful. So if you got $1 million and your partner that you came up with is worth $1.5 million, don't be mad. Don't get jealous because he has $500,000 more than you. Just look at it as, man, I got $1 million in my banking account and I'm not selling drugs. I got my own business. I'm better off than where I was. That's what y'all got to start realizing. Stop trying to be big dog and look at what you got and say, I'm so better off than what I was a year ago, 6 months ago, 2 weeks ago. When you can pay your bills, do for your family, and do the extras, and you can sleep good at night, wake up in the morning refreshed because you have everything you need to be a prosperous and a productive member of society, that's all you need, bro. Because honestly, all we need is food, shelter, and clothing. All this extra shit is not what we need. You don't need it. It's a want. And the higher ups made us think we need this shit. And we don't. Y'all got to remember that. It's always morals before law. It's morals before rules. It's morals before anything. If you morally feel like something is wrong, it's wrong. Because that's your human. That's the human part of you that's telling you something ain't right. Even if you can't even articulate it, it's because the spirit in you and the humility that's in you that's telling you something ain't right. Because when you at ease for a reason. And that's all I got to say. But keep your head up, Kyrie. I got your back. I ain't worth shit, but I got your back, brother.